Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new week. Welcome to August.
Oh, it's August.
It's August. I'm starting to feel like a little, I hate to say it, but like, it feels like summer is like kind of creeping.
It's over.
It's not over.
No.
Don't say that. It's 90 degrees.
We're not
we
near
got to turn this thing off, right? Yeah. Okay, we got an air conditioner in here. Speaking of summer being over.
Yeah.
This episode's about to be hot.
This episode is.
Yeah, we're sweating in about 10 minutes.
So listen, it's just how I feel. I know that school doesn't start for another couple weeks, but like I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying
School.
summer.
Who cares about school?
Because that's Mark's kind of the beginning of the end of summer.
I was like, who's Mark?
We're off to a rough start. Okay, the first thing I wanted to cover is we sent a little message around in our real life group chat this weekend that I just wanted to talk about.
Yeah, it was hot news.
Hot news coming out of Akron, Ohio, coming from Cousin Gary himself. So Cousin Gary is my
Go-to cousin.
go-to. I love Cousin Gary.
We all love him.
Love him.
We've all spent a lot of time with him.
A lot of time with him. So Cousin Gary lived at our house for like 5 years during my childhood. He's like an older brother to me, still like an older brother to me. Love him to death. I said on the pod, he called the other day about how distribution jobs work for Amazon because they tore down that mall, Rolling Acres. They're building a huge fulfillment center. This guy this weekend sends me a photo through in a bar, which I know the bar, right by my parents' house, not even like downtown Akron, through people, and there you see at the bar, Jeff frickin' Bezos in Akron, Ohio.
That was incredible.
Having a beer.
I didn't know that it was his picture.
Unclear that it's his picture.
Can we post it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be on the group chat.
We should
pod.
post it on the feed tomorrow.
Let's post it on the group chat feed.
I will say, when you sent that photo over, I was like, there's no way that's Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, just chilling.
I didn't believe it for about 10 minutes. I was like, dude, what is this? Where'd you Google this from? And he's like, no, he's there. He's at Pix. He's drinking. He's taking pictures with people. Everyone let him eat his food in peace. They know who he is.
Wow. And what was he
Richest man
saying?
in the world, walking around Portage Lakes.
And what's he saying?
He's bringing great
Gary-
jobs to the state of
Yeah,
Ohio.
he's a hero. Gary said he's there to check out the fulfillment center, and also because in Canton apparently was the Football Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Inductions.
Okay,
Yeah.
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 There was a game this weekend.
Yeah.
And that's 30 minutes away.
So he went to the game.
Must have.
I mean,
But
I've barely been to our fulfillment center, and it's 20 minutes away.
Yes.
So
That's
guy
why you're
should
not
take
worth
some
100
notes.
billion.
No.
Maybe we should take some notes.
No.
Bezos is going to.
I'm going to go to our warehouse tomorrow.
I
Just
don't
hang
want to
out.
be worth 100 billion. That's too far.
And
Why is he visiting warehouses?
I can't explain to you where the bar is that he was at. It is just like not.
Middle of nowhere.
It's like I'm from an area called Portage Lakes outside of Akron, and it's there. It's like in the lakes.
Where could he be staying?
I have.
No, he
might
took
not
off.
be. He
that
flew
night.
in, flew out.
Yeah.
No, I think he stayed at LeBron's house.
LeBron's in LA.
That's exactly. LeBron's like, stay at my house, Jeff.
Maybe.
I don't know, man, but it's impressive. When you talk about, I mean, obviously, we talk a lot of shit for fun about Jeff.
But you show up into a distribution center in the middle of the country, which, I mean, Ohio probably distributes to more people than you can possibly think of from a distribution center standpoint.
It's important.
To hang out and have a beer?
Is he having a beer?
He had a beer.
Wow. He's an alcoholic.
He ate.
This guy, richest man in the world, is an alcoholic.
I can't even hate on him this week.
It shows you, like, you have to
He's just a warehouse
you gotta get in the
work-
weeds.
Yeah, I'm going down to the weeds tomorrow. I'll be
got in
out of
the
the
weeds.
office tomorrow. I'm down in Vernon. I'm going to go to a local bar, see the people.
Go to a bar
grab
in
a taco.
Vernon. Go to a bar in Vernon.
I will. Hopefully someone takes a picture of me and says, man, this guy's in the weeds.
I'm like, this guy must be lost.
When you sent that photo, I had to take like 7 looks at it. Be
Yeah.
like, there's no way that's Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't give any context. You just said all of a sudden, Jeff
Yeah,
Bezos.
you sent the photo, and I was like,
That's
there's-
what he did to me.
It was like a weird photo to send, and then I was like, who is this? I was
Yeah.
like, that looks like Jeff Bezos.
I just wanted to lob it into the group chat and see what kind of happened.
I'm surprised he had no hat on.
he had a hat
He had a
on.
hat on.
He did?
Hat and glasses.
Oh, he did. I thought
You
Low-key.
should ask Cousin Gary what the security was like.
I will, because I bet you, I mean, it had to be insane.
Yeah,
And-
he's,
But
he
ha-
has
they-
secret
they're
But it's
probably
sauce.
super
understated.
low
I bet
key.
you it's
Of
understated.
course, yeah.
It just looks like a bunch of Cousin Garys Just
There's probably a couple guys in flannels with a low-key earpiece
Yeah,
and
Absolutely.
a gun
that's,
under there.
That's when you know you have really good security.
Yeah.
yeah,
Because you're not walking into Portage
course
Lakes
not,
with
yeah.
a SWAT team.
that's dope.
Gosh. And I just do want to point out that in the group chat, we all went back and forth. We laughed. We had a good time. 20 minutes later, Danny, our producer, said, "Who's that?"
I thought he was joking.
Nah, I don't think he knew.
I don't think he was.
Oh my god, are you joking?
No, we're not joking.
We're not joking.
I thought he was just fucking around.
No.
He didn't know who Jeff Bezos is.
I don't think
he
so.
literally has not listened to one episode.
He doesn't listen to the podcast. He
he's-
sits right beside us and doesn't listen.
Not today.
Moron.
Not today, he doesn't. Looks like he was doing a little too much partying yesterday. Okay, next thing, I just wanted to quickly say, we end every week with our winners losers content. Dee, I want to overturn your loser. I'm curious how you feel about it. Your loser, and I laughed at it,
Yeah.
was Drake.
Yeah.
Last week because he announced this new album, Care Package. We got all excited. It turns out it was just old songs. I was driving home on Friday. I was like, let me just see what this thing's all about. Click play, listen to it all weekend. The songs are incredible. This guy is going to sell 120,000 albums, more than Chance the Rapper.
Yes.
And all these songs are incredible.
Already released songs.
Years ago.
Years. I mean, you could tell how his voice has changed.
Yeah.
I'm listening to. I listened to the whole album as well. Fantastic. I mean, by the way, I didn't even wait till the weekend. I listened to it Friday morning. I'm listening. Draft Day. Johnny. I mean, the funny thing is all the cultural references. So many of the people
A
are
little
like,
dated, right?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Draft Day. There's so many
Yeah.
irrelevant people on it.
Yeah.
But it's just funny how he could just put out old music. And the biggest thing, OVO Fest this weekend, was just playing old music.
Wait, no, he
It's all
performs
old
Monday
acts.
night, right?
Oh, it's Monday night?
The OVO Fest is the whole weekend, but
I think
Drake
Sunday night.
Drake is the finale is Monday night, I think.
Monday night, this Canadian.
think
Is
so.
Peroni Prince there?
Yeah,
Of
obviously.
course.
Okay.
It's part of his contract. We pay for his OVO tickets.
Like
No.
he
Yes.
was talking.
I saw his
Yeah.
fucking reimbursement. I was like, OVO tickets.
No, because he was asking for like a bonus and this and that when we negotiated his salary. I was like, no. And I go, how about OVO Fest tickets for the rest of your time here? He goes, done.
Not a bad deal.
Yeah.
Not a bad deal on both parts.
Yeah, he generates revenue. That's better than a bonus. That's good.
Is it
Oh,
Sunday or
man.
Monday? I don't know.
I mean, Monday night is obnoxious.
Let's see.
I don't know, but the album's hot. This is the one thing, not to get too serious about it, it really made me, number one, miss that type of music because there's so much trash right
Yeah.
now. And also it made me happy because obviously everyone else does too.
Yeah.
Because even to beat Chance the Rapper,
Which album did you listen to it?
I did.
It's horrendous.
I liked it at first and now I don't.
Nah, I mean, Pete is from the Midwest. This is like their last hope.
It's not aging well for me. I liked it at first.
I like one song, but it's garbage. If it was good, it would have gotten the streams. I don't need to be the judge of it, but like.
But who
it's-
beat him? Somebody beat him.
Who
Chance.
for number one?
Yeah, he was number one.
Probably Lion King.
Oh gosh.
He can't beat the Lion King.
I'm gonna try to check. He was.
Yeah, Drake's August 5th, which is tomorrow, Monday night.
Oh
This
my
guy,
gosh.
he's a double loser this week too. Monday night,
That's insane.
Taco Tuesday. You have to take off because this guy has a concert.
Oh, you want to know who beat him?
Who?
This guy NF, I think.
The band or what is that?
He's a guy that makes like emo.
He raps though, right?
Yeah.
That's pathetic.
Yeah, I think he beat him.
That is
I
pathetic.
wouldn't totally like fact check me there, guys, but I think that I saw an article that NF just barely beat Chance the Rapper. But here's the point that does matter. Drake is most likely going to beat both of them and Chance on his
Yeah.
first. I mean, that's insane.
on old
On
music.
already released music.
But I just got to say, man, these guys gotta, like, I don't know what their strategy is. Like Kendrick and J. Cole and Drake, and like, we need more content because we're
Music-
getting flooded with garbage.
I'll tell you, I'm a huge music fan. I download all kinds of music. This year has been one of the worst years of music.
Trash. Do you
I
think
feel
these
like
guys
they're
are,
just scared to put out music.
No, I don't think they're scared. I think they're too rich.
I think that they're like trying to like, oh, we're gonna let these guys run
No,
themselves out.
but it's not a rich thing because
Yes, it is. Rihanna. Why isn't Rihanna putting out an album?
She's too rich. That's for
Drake's
Rihanna.
too rich.
No, but
He's not too
Drake
rich?
cares about. Of course, he's too rich. He cares about being cool more than probably Rihanna does.
Drake cares about where he's at on the charts at all times.
Yeah,
And he's at the top.
I
still.
think. I mean,
He
Rihanna's dating like a guy who's worth like $15 billion.
And she's rich. He's rich. Everyone's rich. They don't
Rihanna
care.
doesn't care. But I don't know, man. I honestly feel like these guys, I don't know what, like, once again, can't guess what the strategy is, but like, where are you? Like, I think everyone is clear that the rate of turnover on content has gotten much shorter. So I'm not asking you to put out an album and a vlog and a whatever every month, but like, come on.
I mean, Drake's putting out songs though.
But
I do-
Kendrick, where's Kendrick?
He's relaxing. I think he just had a kid.
Okay, well, get off the
had a
beach,
kid?
man.
I think so.
I think you made that up.
I might have made it up, but I thought he had a kid.
I still need music.
Yeah, I think these guys are a little scared because they don't want to get criticized.
But they're so big. Whatever they do, we love.
Yeah, you can't play scared. What are you going to do? Wait
I
until
think
you
they're
feel
playing
better?
scared. I think hip hop's playing scared right now.
Ugh.
Why is it that every artist hasn't put out a record?
They're too rich.
No, that's not it.
I'm telling you.
But they care about being cool.
Maybe they don't.
I think they're
Like J Balvin and Marshmello are bigger than all these guys right now.
Okay, yeah.
So they don't care about that?
but Drake just proved that the market wants it.
Exactly. That's my point.
But he just took old songs, put it.
I know, but do you want content? You want good music again.
All right, whatever.
Okay, I'll tell you who needs to put out an album
Who?
right now, like tomorrow.
Tomorrow, who?
A$AP Rocky.
Wow.
It's called Fresh Out.
Freedom.
You Swedish bitches.
You Stockholm sucking motherfucker.
This guy is not only free, landed back in the U.S., but I don't think do we talk about that final Trump tweet?
No.
He said, it's been a rocky week. Get home ASAP, ASAP.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy, we said like 2 weeks ago, if Trump starts to get behind this, he is untouchable.
And-
he not only got behind it, he wrote a rap.
And yeah, he did write a rap, and now A$AP Rocky has to thank him.
I don't think
Has
he
to.
can. I don't think he can.
I don't think you can either.
I-
What's the upside? His fans, it's not good for his brand.
No, it's not good for
There's
his
no upside.
brand.
There's no
So
downside.
he's
not
already free.
What are they going to do?
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if something happens.
I agree he might,
Maybe a
but
phone
there's
call.
no
At
upside.
least a phone call.
Phone call's fine, but if he puts a tweet, I think it'd be so terrible for his brand.
He can't
Yeah.
publicly.
Yeah.
He's in a pickle.
That is
Because
exactly what he's in.
you know that,
He's in a big pickle.
Donnie's like, hey, bud,
They're
Yeah.
pushing.
They're tapping him on the shoulder.
We
Hey,
know they're
hey.
pushing.
what's up? Did you get some rest?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, anyway,
He
listen.
can't do it. It'd be so detrimental to his product.
I don't think it matters. I mean, look at Kanye. Nothing matters. Fans don't care. Fans are not sophisticated.
Yeah, but ASAP's not. Rocky's
A$AP's
not
not Kanye.
Kanye's kind of untouchable, unfortunately. Rocky's not.
But he could just be like, "Thank you for helping me out."
Nope.
I don't think anyone would care about
Can't
that.
do it.
I don't know.
You can't do it.
If he just said, "Hey, thank you for helping out. I am now MAGA," that's different.
If he even says thanks,
I think he's got to stay away.
DT, you can't. You can't.
I think you could say thank you. I don't think it hurts your brand.
Okay.
By the way, I ran into our friend Callie, who's also a Kathy, and her friend got laid off from Uber, and she was all bummed out, and then sent the clip of MSC,
Yeah.
Michael Scott Cohen, saying the winner of the week are all the 400 people that got canned from Uber.
She felt better?
She felt better.
Okay. Well, sometimes you just need to look on the bright side.
Yeah.
Gosh. Okay. Well, anyway,
Did
this
she
guy's...
tell you what her severance was?
No, but it sounded like months and months.
Yeah, she's fine.
She's fine. Why are you bummed? I just am curious. This guy has to go back, Rocky.
No, he's never going back.
He has to go back in 2 weeks for trial.
No, he's not.
For
They're going to
sentencing.
give the verdict. The fact that they let him. So the only he's not going to get extradited. Like
Yeah, he's not.
I mean, you think the United States are going to extradite A$AP Rocky to Sweden? No.
So you're saying he's just going to not show up for trial?
he could be given guilty verdict, 10 years in prison. That he's never coming back to Sweden.
No. I think right now all we're waiting for is where it's acquittal or conviction.
Yeah.
And convictions on served time, acquittals,
Is that confirmed that it's on served time?
yes. And acquittal is on you get insurance money on the tour.
But he's recommending 6 months, I thought.
The prosecutor's still going at it.
Oh, he's still going. So why is he here?
Because they said he could leave until the sentencing,
And then he's never coming back.
which is like
They
on the
knew what was-
16th.
They knew what was going on. They knew that they let him go and that's it. Like, he's not.
That might be the reason you got to thank Donald.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Donald
He's
will
never
send your ass
coming back.
Yeah, there's no way he's going back. Like,
Oh, yeah,
I
wait,
have 4 more months.
So you just bail out? That's what you do?
Well, you can when you have Donnie helping you.
Oh, you got to say thanks.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think Donnie's the one.
You don't think Donnie helped him?
No.
Okay. Listen, you're the MAGA guy here. Okay.
Inside MAGA.
Okay. Next up. I want to talk about Facebook for a second. I want to talk about social media for a second. Facebook, this seems like a horrendous decision.
Let's hear it.
Facebook is rebranding Instagram as Instagram from Facebook and WhatsApp as WhatsApp from Facebook in an effort to make everyone clear that they're under their umbrella. This seems
It's
so
the worst
dumb.
idea.
I'm dumbfounded. I can't understand. I think Facebook's finished.
I think
I'm gonna say that. I think this is the beginning of the end for Facebook. There's been a lot of great companies that were massive that we thought were
course.
untouchable.
Of course, yeah.
That are done. I think Facebook.
a little
is
company
done.
called Eastman Kodak.
May have heard of it.
Gone.
Gone. What? Digital cameras aren't the future? Bye.
You're out of here.
They're done. I think you set out with a mission to connect people, and I'll circle back to this at the end of our episode. A mission to connect people and bring people closer, and now you're responsible for all this Cambridge Analytica stuff and this data privacy and all this stuff.
Yeah.
You're only worried about money. Now the one thing you have is Instagram and obviously WhatsApp, but Instagram as far as a cool factor goes, and you're going to attach your shitty old garbage name to it. Why?
As a brand person that appreciates a great brand, this is catastrophic.
Catastrophic. That's like if
Who
Gosh.
approved this over there?
what's
Mark.
a luxury? That's
Nah.
like if, what's
No, so-
Lamborghini? Isn't
so the
Lamborghini owned by like
information-
Jaguar or something? It's
No,
like
so
if it was
the-
Lamborghini by Jaguar.
What is Jaguar?
So the information.
Jaguar?
Jaguar.
Jaguar.
You see what I'm saying?
Jaguar.
Are you saying Jaguar?
Jaguar. What are you talking about? Jaguar.
I don't know. If you were-
Jaguar.
I don't know
Wait,
if
so
you-
hold on. So let's get back to the Facebook. So
go.
the information.
The Facebook, we dropped the years ago.
No, I'm saying the information.
Okay.
Which is a very popular tech newsletter slash site.
Yeah, I know. I'm a subscriber.
I don't know if other people do. I don't know if Drama knows. So I'm trying to
Wait, what
explain
did you say?
it. Exactly.
Jaguar. The Jaguar.
The information. So they put out an article this past week saying that internally, Mark was getting really pissed that he's not getting credit for building Instagram, saying basically like when he bought Instagram, it had, 100 million users, whatever it was. I forget the number.
Not even, yeah.
And maybe 50 million, whatever. And that they scaled it to the billion users, and WhatsApp, they scaled it and they're not getting credit for it as Facebook. And so Zuck is pissed and he's like, I need my brand. Like, I'm not getting credit for this. Like,
This
I
guy's
built
just an egotistical
Instagram and
dick.
WhatsApp. Yes, that's what's going on.
That tanks companies.
Wow, he's a clown.
He said that?
No, that's what they're saying that's being leaked internally, that he's angry that he's not getting credit for all the work that Facebook did to build Instagram.
This guy's a clown.
That's a really clown move.
He's a clown. I think.
You can blame him on the information.
What?
The information is the tech
That's
newsletter.
the website.
Oh.
That's like
Jaguar.
Jaguar. They're the ones
You
reporting this.
motherfuckers team up on me.
They're the ones reporting this. So I'm not saying I have any inside vote. They're the ones that.
I mean, either
report
way,
this.
what else could it be? He's
It
a clown.
sounds
Zuckerberg's a
similar.
clown. I think
This is
Zuckerberg is
unbelievable.
power drunk. I think this is the beginning of the end. I'm on Chris Hughes' side.
But the problem is they have too much network effect, right? They have everyone.
It just, there's no such thing. I just honestly think,
When you have 2 billion users,
I think network effect works against you when the network thinks you're trash. That's what I think.
so when Well, you're the one going downstairs for Instagram, so you're the wrong person to ask.
No, I'm the one tempering my Instagram use while you idiots are on it in the office, acting like you're working. So
2 hours a day.
I'm just saying, I think this is I think network effect works against you when people start to think you're corrupt and you're out for yourself and you're greedy and whatever.
Yeah.
Network effect becomes bad.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying by Christmas you're never going to hear the word Facebook again. I'm saying that you can't lead a company this way. And everything is stacking. And then you're telling me in the middle of being looked at, you have a terrible PR problem right now. And you think the right move is to attach your shitty, corrupt name to your one property that's hot that everyone loves? That's your judgment? That's what's going on internally? That shows your focus is so off.
I agree, but
Jaguar.
Assholes. The problem is WhatsApp is undefeatable right now. They're not getting beat.
But they don't generate any money.
Agree. Instagram, unless there's a billion dramas going down their car to use Instagram, then I think they're fine.
Will started doing it too.
Who's Will?
Young Will.
Will from the Run Club.
Yeah, because he's smart.
Yeah, he got an iPod and he's doing that whole thing. And he's like, I don't even go on Instagram anymore.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this is like when you guys used to make fun of me for smoking cigarettes. You guys are the idiots now. Jaguars.
So we're just getting cancer.
Yeah, of the brain. Your brain is corrupt and worried about stupid shit. While
I love
I'm over
stupid
here,
shit.
Free and clean.
I wouldn't have known a lot of things that happened this weekend if it wasn't for Instagram.
Yes, you would have. Trust me. I had my Instagram phone separate from me. I'm very well versed on what's going on.
You didn't know about Lori Harvey and Diddy.
Do I need to know that? Does that
Yes.
add anything to my life?
Well,
I mean, I was pretty entertained by it. I went into a wormhole about it.
Didn't add any value to your life. Okay. Next thing here's part of my problem. So I think that social media addiction, all that stuff is a real problem. I think, unfortunately, similar to smoking, when smoking was so terrible, but all the ads and everything about it were so corny and wrong, it just made teenagers want to smoke more just to spite the idiots who made these commercials. That's kind of what's happening a little bit in social media world. There's this thing, Josh Harley has this smart act to stop social media addiction where he's proposing, who's Josh Harley again?
It's Josh Hawley, a Republican senator from Missouri, and his whole...
Oh, Hawley.
Hawley, yeah.
Okay. So his whole thing is what? He's going to put a timer?
So he has a lot of things on his proposal for his latest bill, which no other senator is co-sponsoring at the moment. So it's off to a slow start. So here are some of the things he wants to do. Banning infinite scroll, auto refill, and badges and awards any awards that users get for engagement, except for its certain circumstances such as music streaming. Okay, cool.
Not bad.
Requiring social media platforms to include natural stopping points for users, which would basically end scrolling after a certain amount of content. Requiring platforms to make it a neutral process for users to accept or deny consent terms. So meaning accept and decline boxes would have to look the same. I mean, who's declining? That's kind of a stupid one. Because if you decline, you can't use the app.
Yeah. You know what I think would be a power move here? So I'll let you keep going. Is I think Apple should say, this is what we allow on our App Store.
Like set the terms?
That'd be a power move. They were always the ones against the big blue. Why don't you say, we don't allow, these are the terms of service we don't allow apps in our App Store to do. If you don't comply to us, you're out. They could change the whole thing.
So these are the two other interesting things he's requiring. Requiring social media companies to make it easier for users to track the amount of time they spend on their platform. So that's the equivalent of a cigarette company finally telling you, oh shit, you get cancer.
Yeah, I think that's fine, but actually limiting it from a governmental
But here, let me tell you how he does it from a timing. He says, automatically limiting the time users can spend on a platform across all devices to 30 minutes a day. Users would be able to change the limits, but they would have to do so every month. So every month you have to sit.
Me.
That's
ridiculous.
a lot of work.
Listen, if I want to shove my face with cheeseburgers and chain smoke cigarettes, this is America.
Yeah,
of course.
And that's where I think this guy wants more restriction on Twitter than he wants on guns.
Yeah, of
So you
course.
can
That's-
suck
It's
my.
so stupid.
He lost me on that.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
the badges and it's
It's
like,
so
okay, you're onto
stupid.
something. But that,
Yeah.
he
It's
lost
like,
me.
are you going to prevent people from number of times they're going to walk into a library and read books?
Yes. You don't want people to be too smart.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Do I look smart in these glasses, by the way?
You know what? Let's talk about those glasses because, by the way, you happen to have on blue blocker glasses that block your eyes from the blue light of staring at a screen all day. So are you making a change or what's going on?
No, I saw them sitting on the desk, and I was like, oh, let me put these on.
Great.
And I'm not gonna lie. At first, I thought there was no lens, and I went to just poke it when we started, and I was like, oh, there's a lens.
Great. Okay. So you're not, I thought you sat down and you're like, hey guys, making a change. I decided I'm going to start leaving my phone in the car.
I feel like people who wear glasses look smarter.
Okay. Okay.
Get some Morbies.
Well, listen, I don't know what the change is, but this guy's Josh Hawley,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I think
Yeah.
it's a tough. I think where we are in the cycle of social media, we're still like, what are we?
Inning
15
two?
years into social media. 2004 is when Facebook launched.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're so early.
Twitter's like 08.
Yeah, so it's like we're so early. We all agree there's obviously the bad things that social media has done, but if you rate it on top of the other bad things in society, I don't think social media is obesity.
But here's my issue with social media and the
disagree.
people that like are complaining about it.
Yep.
It's just a magnification of humans. Meaning like
I don't agree.
It's just drawing out what people are really like versus social media is just a vehicle. The people are still the people.
I don't agree. I think that, like, for instance, if you stop offering supersized Cokes at McDonald's, people would be more healthy by nature. Like, I think that there's some level of, like, we need things in place. Like, it's illegal to not wear a seatbelt driving a car because rates of death from accidents go down, right? We need some sort of restrictions in place. And I think that when you tie in, I think when you really look, when we get clear of it and you look back on what social media did to cause separation in this country and this whole Trump, not Trump, lock her up, all this bullshit, I think we'll look at it as like catastrophic. And that was people's worst instincts being fed on purpose.
Okay, so but the counter to that is that before it was just controlled by 4 networks that told us what the information was.
Yeah.
And they pretended to play it in a neutral way.
Yeah.
And so people weren't really like equipped with the ammo to have a really strong opinion.
Yeah.
And all social media did was like, oh, it just like gave them the ammo because they were exposed to different information.
I don't think you're looking at the whole picture. I think that what social media allows you to do is gain an incredible amount of information about the person, target them with things that might sway them. I mean, when you look at what happened in the Trump campaign, people were targeted. I mean, making fake like Black Lives Matter type accounts and stirring up outrage and organizing rallies.
So no, fake news and fake media, 100%. I agree with that.
social media.
That's a result of social media.
That's a result of untethered social media.
But I guess here's the problem, right? Like, I don't know if the old guard is the right way either. Where you have 4 networks
No,
just
it
feeding
never
you the
is.
information and say, this is how you have to look at the world.
Yeah.
This is how Vietnam is. This is how Reagan is. Like, think
I'm
about
not
Reagan.
saying that.
Reagan's been portrayed as the greatest president ever. And we just figured out last week that he's a freaking racist.
Yep. I'm not by any means saying that the old way is the way, but I will say people weren't sitting watching those 4 networks the way people are on their phones. They're not.
Yeah,
They're not
no.
walking around throughout their day, not looking up or sitting at their desk or on the car, whatever, watching Fox or whatever the old networks were, right?
Yeah.
So it's so much more like ingrained into people's lives. It's so much easier to manipulate. It's easier to target the people that are manipulatable. And I think that we will look back at it at some point as like, how the hell did we ever let cigarette companies make us believe that cigarettes weren't unhealthy? That seems insane. I think we'll look back at this and be like, well, that was nuts that shit happened.
So I guess the issue is that the regulators don't understand technology well enough to be able to regulate.
At all. We're not even close.
Right.
I think we have 5 more years until it looks like
Maybe
a
10.
sign of, you know
Maybe
what I'm saying?
10. Yeah. It could be longer. And I agree, but my only point is I don't think the old way was right either. Because we got fooled into thinking all these people were great people and they weren't.
Yep. And I want to say social media, podcasts, all this stuff is also incredible. It's also like, I believe there's people that are not going to college and learning from podcasts and from whatever stuff online and changing their lives. And I think that's incredible. But I think the completely unregulated nature of it all allows people to literally be inspired to go to a rally and bash people with bricks because they got fired up from sitting in their room on social media.
Yeah.
I think that's like crazy town.
Yeah.
No, I get it. I agree. I just err on the side of more information is better for the public than less, but then the problem is it gets manipulated and then it gets
too easy to
a
manipulate.
problem. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, good. We agree.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of social media and big, important information that I missed because of my lack of social media.
You missed out.
Yes. I want you to fill me in on the big story of the weekend. Apparently, Diddy went to lunch with Lori Harvey.
Well, it's not just lunch. They were in Italy.
Ooh.
Italy.
Yeah, and on their fancy vacation.
Wow.
And at lunch, so Diddy and Lori Harvey have been rumored to be dating, which is Steve Harvey's daughter.
Wasn't she dating Diddy's kid?
She was dating Diddy's kid.
Which one? Quincy?
I don't remember which one. But she's 22.
Yeah.
Wow.
Diddy's 49.
I mean,
Steve Harvey.
Yeah. Kings of comedy.
Kings of Comedy. Steve Harvey Show, for those that don't know. They're all in Italy, and there's an amazing picture. Steve Harvey and his wife, Diddy, Lori Harvey, they're all in this big table, and Diddy is talking to Steve Harvey, who's dating his 22-year-old daughter. I mean, that is hot gossip.
yeah, I'm going to be honest. After the beating I took last week, I don't want to go in on it. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. But it just seems a little crazy.
So
It is
apparently
crazy.
it's Justin Combs who
Justin? Okay,
yeah.
He's the youngest, right?
He's
But that's his
25.
real kid.
That's his real
Even at
kid,
least
yeah.
Quincy would be like, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen, I'm bummed I missed it.
How does that work at home? When Diddy's bringing home Lori, Justin's at home.
I mean,
Of course, yeah.
you
Because
know,
they're always all together. They're all partying together.
I think the dynamic in that family is like
A little different.
Diddy does what Diddy does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Diddy Bop and Diddy House.
Yeah, I think Justin knows how that whole situation goes. Okay, well, I'm sorry I missed it. Okay, next up, some real news. And actually, to be honest, I'm not too well versed on this, so I'm going to let you guys take it. This is actual real news. What's going on with all these protests? There's still protests going in Hong Kong that we talked about earlier. There's also protests in Russia because of unfair elections, which is a funny, how ironic.
Yeah.
Right? So there's just protests going on in both places?
Yeah, so Hong Kong every weekend for the, I don't know how many weeks it's been happening, but they're having like this. Citizens continue to be out in the streets protesting against China, which we thought China by now would. I don't know if you saw this video, but there's a video of police in China a few weeks ago literally beating the shit out of people like in a mall or like near a subway entrance. And it got pretty bloody and like it's pretty crazy what's going on there. And then simultaneously, Russia and in Moscow, there's been protests because they are protesting Putin against fair elections. The irony of that is, unfortunately, I have no sympathy for the people of Russia.
I mean, they didn't
Wait,
do it.
they didn't do it. They didn't do it.
How do you know?
They're not
Let's
logging
go
on
back
on
to
it.
Hong Kong.
Okay.
Let's go back to Hong Kong.
Go to Hong Kong.
So Hong Kong, the issue is when Hong Kong got pretty much given back to China from Britain rule in the 90s,
Yeah.
there was like a 50-year pretty much like
leave us alone.
leave us alone. I think we're at like 25-year mark, around 22-year mark, something like that, right?
They can't wait.
They just were like, nope. we're getting
It's about
into it.
extraditing the Hong Kong citizens.
Yeah.
right?
So the first thing they're trying to do is they're trying to basically anyone in Hong Kong that China wants to extradite, they can do without any question. They can extradite them, and that's bad news. for that person being extradited.
Big time.
You're probably never going to be seen again.
Yeah.
And so
Bye.
So the Hong Kong citizen. So we have a close friend, Raj, who lives in Hong Kong, in like the heart of Hong Kong, and he's like, this isn't just some media stuff. This is insane.
Yeah.
What's going on? Like he lives in the heart of Hong Kong, and he's like, there's protests outside my apartment, and it's just
Because they
nuts.
know how serious it is.
And the airports. So they're talking about there's 7 million people in Hong Kong, period, and 2.5 to 3 million people are protesting. So just think about the magnitude of that.
Yeah.
And I just got a message today from another friend, Ken from the Philippines. He said all flights to Hong Kong have been canceled because the protesters are in Hong Kong. So this is one of like the most major financial markets in the world. So Hong Kong, London, New York, like there's a handful of places, and Hong Kong's the center of Asia, and flights are being canceled because of these protests.
That's why I was saying when this stuff happened, people were like, I don't understand how we're going to recession. This shit, a revolution, can put the economy, put the world on a different track. Hong Kong, it's happening. That shit ain't slowing down because they are so frightened of what China will do because they don't follow rules. Russia is going to have a revolution too because those people finally are
I think Putin just shuts that down. Hong Kong is the one that...
I don't know. I think
like,
these younger people are misjudging younger people all over the world. There's going to be all kinds of revolutions all over the world because like people have been untreated.
But what happens when it gets violent?
There will be bloodshed. That's
Right?
just-
So like what if China just rolls in with tanks in Hong Kong?
it's possible. But you still look what happened. Tiananmen Square. Chinese people died.
And China's still China.
I know, but like it did have some effect of change. It did have change. It's not the same China it was 30 years ago.
I don't know. I am hopeful for what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I'm scared.
It's gonna be ugly.
The force can just...
But it's going to be ugly. I don't think it's going to end. It's not going to end like, oh, okay, you know what? You guys are right, Hong Kong.
They're not going to retreat.
No, they're not.
Like no sides retreating right now. So you have like 2 to 3 million people in Hong Kong that are like, we don't want to be subjected to the same regulations that people in China are.
Yeah.
And then you have China saying like, hey,
We own you.
come over here.
I'm telling you, Russia here. I mean, even here, it's going to happen here too. You could see it. People are pissed off.
People are
Yeah,
really
I think
pissed.
here
can't
it's
believe
happening
here-
the wrong way.
Yeah.
I know, but I can't believe it is. But I can't believe here there's not that type of stuff happening.
I
I
coming.
think we're close to it.
Yeah.
So like
I think this
I've
weekend-
said on this podcast multiple times, like we will see a civil revolution in the United States in our lifetime.
I don't think,
I'm like very confident of that because I just don't think it's
and I don't even think
like the structural dynamics just don't work.
And
forget
forget, and I used to think it's about money. After this weekend, I don't even think it's gonna be about money. It's gonna start with something else.
What do you mean?
What's a civil revolution exactly? Like what would like where you have to restructure because of
No, I think people just like
The system just breaks down. Because
yeah.
people
I
just
mean, I think that
revolt.
just like you have a large portion of the population that just start not even violently protesting.
Yeah.
Because they don't feel like they're getting treated fairly.
and
Which group is that? Is it minorities or is it poor people?
Yeah,
Or,
that's the problem. There's a lot of people.
It's a lot.
that's why the issue. Before I used to think it was going to be about money, and after this weekend, when people are just dying, I'm just like, at some point, people are just going to say, "Fuck it, this isn't working," and I don't think money will be the driver. Gun violence actually has such a more emotional impact on people than money does. It just does. You see how people are fired up this weekend on both sides.
Yeah, but I'll say, I mean, we can just get into it.
Let's get into it, man.
Let's just get into it.
Tried.
Let's get into
I feel like our vibe's been a little off because
Yeah.
we've been trying to like wait to get into this conversation.
Yeah.
Let's just frickin' get into it. So there's 3 shootings.
Yeah.
One up north. Where was that at? The first one.
Gilroy.
At the
Gilroy.
festival, Gilroy.
It's just
week.
before San Francisco. If you ever drive to San Francisco on the 5, it's on the way.
Got it. Next was El Paso. Guy walks into a Walmart, kills 20 people.
Yeah, injures 20 more.
Okay. Then, less than 24 hours later, guy walks into a bar in Dayton, kills 10 people.
Yeah.
I think 9. Yeah, sure.
injures a bunch more.
Which is kind of close to home for you.
Very close to home.
Yep.
Have friends very close to that area. So obviously, to preface, we were gonna wait because we wanted to keep the episode really happy because that's what we do here. But you just can't avoid getting into it.
Yeah.
So that's obviously what you're talking about, Dee. We're all three. Can I just ask you a question? Because I'm unclear. I know that El Paso guy was super Trumpy.
Yep.
And I think the one thing that was the biggest, like, you can't really get around this is he said in his manifesto the word invasion. And that's the word that Trump used multiple times. And then it looked like Trump was trying to delete all of the tweets that said invasion in them. Too late. Obviously, those things live forever.
Yeah.
What about Gilroy and Dayton?
Gilroy, we haven't gotten that much info. Dayton is starting to come out, but he was a young white male.
Yeah.
And I think 6 of the 9 were black kids. Or black guys. Black people, sorry.
Yeah.
In Dayton?
In Dayton. And I think his sister is one of them.
His sister is
he
one of
definitely
them.
Yeah.
did that.
This guy shot his own sister?
So apparently he only had a minute and he killed 9 people.
Yeah.
But a packed bar in downtown Dayton with an AK-47, I'm surprised you only get 9. Like, that's insane.
That's a problem that you have that type of gun that you can kill 9
That's
people
what I'm
with a minute.
saying.
Yeah,
That's
like,
insane.
It's insane.
Like, if the cops didn't respond right away and shoot and kill this guy, you could easily kill like 50 people.
Yeah.
Downtown Dayton is like, not that Dayton's like the biggest city in the world, but that's literally walking into any strip of bars in a downtown area with an AK-47 or an AR-15.
Yeah.
You could kill so many people.
It's crazy.
Only 9 is like, thank God. I mean, props to those cops. I know cops get a lot of bad rap, but man, to run in there and gun that dude down right away.
The El Paso dude walked out alive.
Yeah, he walked out. He got taken out very peacefully.
That pisses me off.
That's
too.
a joke.
Beat
Smoke
the
his
shit
ass.
out of that guy. At least beat his ass. At least like rough him up the same way you're roughing up
Any black kid.
He was
with anything.
standing. He was standing.
Yes.
When he got
Standing with,
arrested.
like one dude. It's ridiculous.
It's a
Like, I'm
joke.
just saying, if you're a black dude that they think you're evading or you did some crime,
Parking
or whatever,
ticket. You're a black
Oh
dude.
yeah, you're out.
There's video of like from the weekend of another a black guy getting arrested and getting the shit beat out of him in handcuffs on the ground.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I don't want to get off topic. The point is, I think, unfortunately, we've had a lot of mass shootings. It does seem to always be a white dude that's pissed off.
Yep.
But this feels very like back to back.
Yeah.
Assault rifles tying into Trump's rhetoric. It's insane. And I want to say to your guys' previous point, it's not this or money. Money has to do with it all. So I think that like when people feel like they got left out in this economic boom, everyone talks about a recession coming. These guys never even took part in
The boom.
In the boom.
Yeah.
So now you're pissed off because of that. You hate everything. You think life's unfair. And you have a president who, like him or not, is supposed to be our leader that's telling you the way things are, making you think that it's immigrants and it's China and it's outside people that don't look like you and the great white American dream is over because of these guys. Of course this is the type of shit you're going to do.
Yeah, so I actually had this conversation with Amanda today, and I was telling her, like, this is the product of he knows he can't deliver jobs to these communities, right?
Yeah.
It's just impossible.
It's nothing but marketing.
There's no jobs that are coming to, there's no jobs coming to Ohio. There's no jobs coming to Wisconsin, Michigan,
Well, there
Pennsylvania.
is with Amazon and the
Texas.
fulfillment center.
Sure.
There's no factory jobs coming.
Right. There's no like increased
Industry.
economic productivity that can come to these communities. That's a fact. It's just like, sorry, structurally, it's not possible the way the economy works today. And how do you get those people riled up? How do you get those people excited about what you are? How do you get them to vote for you? You tell them immigrants are coming. You tell them they're ruining your communities. You tell them all these different things, how all these like emotionally charged opinions can affect these people that aren't participating in the economy. And that's what is going on that Trump has marketed, and it's worked. And here's the consequence.
Yeah. Now we are officially under attack by our own citizens.
Yes.
And
it's crazy that we don't talk about it that way, man.
I literally, when I woke up this morning and I saw Dayton, Ohio again, I was like, we're at war.
Yeah.
We would go to war with another country for far less than what's happening.
Oh, are you kidding?
So I actually, Dan Pfeiffer, one of the Pod Save America guys, he tweeted, if it was an ISIS guy that shot up El Paso and Dayton, there'd be warships at Syria right now.
100%.
Do you realize that we haven't talked about a terrorist attack like this, an ISIS thing, any of that, in who knows how long?
Yeah.
It's been Parkland, it's been El Paso, it's been literally white dudes, I hate to say it, motivated by nothing but hate for their own lives and how it turned out and blah, blah, blah. And these guys are young, some of them. I mean, the Dayton kid was like 24.
Yep.
Like, how are you so pissed at 24? You have a lot of time. But there's no terrorism. There's no nothing. And we don't talk about it that way. We say like, oh, he was mentally ill. That's crazy.
It's not. He was not mentally ill. There's nothing about it. He's just an angry prick.
I'm just sick of the word mentally ill, because here, look, we don't talk about it the right way, blah, blah, blah. The point is, if you're depressed and have hated your life for the last 5 years and your family was shit and you see no future, you become mentally ill.
Yeah.
Like so the point is, sure, you're mentally ill, but it's not something to blame. It's not something to say like, oh, he was born
If you're
sick.
Muslim, it's terrorism.
Yeah, but
if you're white, you're mentally ill.
But here's the point, right? Like, even Clay Travis, who we talked about in the last podcast, who capitalizes on all the MAGA stuff, who talks about everything that's relevant in pop culture, he's been noticeably absent on both shootings.
Yeah.
He doesn't say anything.
Because he knows.
It's bad for business.
Yeah.
But that's what's bullshit, man. And that's what I just want to say about this social media shit.
Yeah.
Is Facebook has heavy blame for both of those shootings. Both of them. Because I truly believe that the divisive rhetoric of Trump was magnified by 1 trillion on their platforms. Even Trump isn't good enough to pull all that off.
Yeah.
It's Cambridge Analytica, it's marketing, it's all shit that happened on an unchecked Facebook that got these. What do you think that kid's doing? He's sitting at home reading everything on Facebook and Trump's tweets on Twitter. And he's
he had like a
thinking that
manifest.
Of course.
Yeah.
And like, what pisses me off about Clay Travis is he'll tweet all week about LeBron's Taco Tuesday because he knows that plays into his MAGA crowd, but he hasn't said one thing about the shooting.
Yeah, because it's about money.
But that's what's bullshit about right now. Facebook and everyone on these platforms only cares about clicks and their own celebrity and their what's going to get clicks, because clicks is going to mean I'm famous and clicks is going to mean revenue.
Yeah. And
no one gives a shit about like
our citizens dying.
About the truth or the right thing to do. No one cares about the right thing to do, because everyone cares about how do I get more attention.
And I think I was always thinking, like, what are things that are going to incite change? Will it be a recession? Will it be a war? What will it be? And then after I see 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 shootings, and our generation hasn't done shit, so I can't speak for what we're going to do. I think younger people, though, are not going to deal with it, and they are going to revolt. And I think if we do not do gun control right now, I literally think one of those Parkland kids is going to be president one day.
Yeah.
And fucking take guns away from everybody.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be so extreme. I think they will literally put an ICE type organization for guns. And someone tweeted at me and said, what about all the illegal guns? All the guns on these shootings are not illegal guns. These are all legal guns bought.
Yeah.
That are the problem. So let's just say we can't figure out the illegal gun problem.
Yeah.
The legal gun problem is, all right, we're coming to your house, we're taking your guns. Because if you do not have gun control, the other side of the pendulum is going to swing so fucking left.
Yeah.
Socialism, all that shit's going to happen. And it's going to be far worse for the people who actually think that we should own guns in some capacity.
Yeah.
I don't think people in majority believe
Well,
these
no,
things.
the polls are clear. The majority of people believe gun control needs to be stricter.
Yeah. But I think
it's the problem is the special interests are controlling the politicians.
But it's not even that much money. I looked up, their gun lobby is not even like big in the special interest. Pharmaceuticals are bigger. Tobacco is bigger.
It's just part of the club.
But it's
just when you're in the club.
Yeah, you're in the club. They're not going to vote it out. It's just not going to happen.
I mean, they
Put it like
have
this.
to, but
If I was looking up the defense budget for the U.S. military today. It's $700 billion. We are protecting the U.S. citizens with $700 billion. How much are we doing to protect U.S. citizens against ourselves? How much money is being spent? Not $700 billion.
We're actually like contributing.
They're collecting money.
They're collecting money to kill ourselves.
Yeah.
But we'll spend $700 billion making all these corporations rich so that we're supposedly against the war on terror and our own citizens are killing us. Fuck that.
And you know what the problem is? It's not stopping. So everyone be careful. Because it's El Paso yesterday, it's Dayton today, it's going to be another community the next week.
The thing that even makes me even more sad, it's those communities, it's Texas, it's Ohio. These are the states that determine our president.
Of course.
They're not California. California will always be liberal. It's going to be liberal for the rest of our eternity. But who's going to decide the next election? Ohio will decide the next election.
Ohio, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, 3 states.
The thing that absolutely, like, there's so many things that frustrate me so much about this, though, is this shouldn't be partisan. This shouldn't be Democrat, Republican. And these, and I just want to be clear so that I don't turn anyone off here. Democrats are guilty of a million things where they're too busy sticking to their party to make smart choices. So we're both wrong. But whatever it is, and just the Republican belief that to be Republican, you have to be not open to any gun control is insane.
Yeah.
And I know that a lot of Republican voters are actually into, like, I know that it's majority of people, like Anand said, want assault rifles banned. But when it comes to politicians, they will not do it. They won't speak about it. They won't do it simply because it's your party's. It's just the wackest. It's going to cause a real problem.
I think I was trying to think, how does a Democrat get elected?
I actually think this is an opportunity for a Republican.
Yeah, but they won't. They're not. They're too coward.
They're
not going to back away.
I know
from
they won't stand up to Trump for anything. But Mitch McConnell definitely won't. No. So, like, I mean, this isn't a clear opportunity for a Republican who actually has conservative values.
Yeah,
which are fine. I'm not saying conservative values are wrong.
I don't believe Donald Trump cares about guns. There's no way.
No, he cares about power.
Give a shit. He only cares about what's going to get him more.
He cares about what 2020 means.
If he passed gun legislation on gun control, he would get reelected.
It's just so off-brand. He can't do it.
But I think at what point, here's the dangerous thing. When the majority of the country, Democrat and Republican, agree with some form of gun control, but only the politicians don't, that's so dangerous.
Yeah.
Because you could actually do it, and it would actually be good for your votes. It's simply not good for your inner circle.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I can't think of not that big. We talk about Uber being worth $70 billion. The gun business isn't even that big.
Well, no, there's more guns than people in the U.S.
That's fine, but
that's 300 plus million guns in the U.S.
I know, but they were sold over decades of guns. That's not that big of an industry still. I'm sorry.
300 plus million guns
over an entire time.
It's just that they're so weaved in. It's not about the size of it. It's just they're so. That is its own. You know this. The same way the apparel business is its own culture with its own players and music and blah, 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 and you got to get in to get in. Those guys are so ingrained in that culture
and
that to tell them to leave the table is no one will do it.
And the problem with the gun owners are like, you take my guns away, what's next? You're going to take my...
That's the most ignorant shit I've ever heard.
You take X away, you take Y. That's how they think, though.
Yeah. I just think, like, if you took the founding fathers who wrote that shit into the Constitution and showed them this, they'd be like, oh yeah, ban it instantly. What are you talking about? Of course,
because
we had muskets.
The reason why the Second Amendment exists is because of Minutemen.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's like you have to protect yourself because there's a revolution going on. Yeah. Not because we have to walk into schools and shoot people.
Yeah, but everyone thinks like, oh, if the government tries to overthrow us, all of us...
And guess what? All in Texas, you can carry a gun in Texas, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yes.
Open carry.
Guess who didn't?
And I read that
this guy didn't get one bullet shot at him.
I read that that Walmart in Texas is an open carry.
Okay, so there you go.
And he killed 20 people.
And no one pulled out a gun and shot him?
Of course.
He walked out of there.
Yeah, because that's the Republican argument.
Well, good guy with a gun.
Yeah, no, if we had more armed teachers, Parkland wouldn't be as bad.
Yeah. You think a teacher's going to start whipping out a pistol and shooting someone?
So insane.
With an AK-47?
God, these people are so stupid.
It's just, but I think literally the only thing I want to say is when you throw the issues that people are having with a lack of opportunity and a lack of purpose.
Yeah.
On with the divisiveness of the president telling people why it's happening. On with social media ramping up everyone's opinions.
It's a recipe for disaster.
On with access to guns. I think it's scary. And the fact that everyone who knows anything about it keeps saying that some sort of crash is inevitable. So you're going to throw worse economic times on top of this?
Yeah.
I mean, jeez. I'll tell you what, if you're one of those billionaires, start building your bunker now.
Yeah.
Go to New Zealand.
Holy shit.
You could.
I don't know, but I usually, to be honest, I usually don't, like, it's sad that this stuff happens. I usually try not to read into it too much, and like, it happens, it's kind of out of my control. I don't know what to do, so I'm going to not really read it. This one's pretty bad.
These were so sad.
An invasion. When you talk about this guy tweeting, there's an invasion of Latinos.
Yeah.
And then this guy, the shooter that is a Trump supporter, puts in his manifesto that he's going to stop the invasion and goes to Walmart to shoot Mexicans.
Yeah.
That's insane if you think
And then
about
he
that.
also posted all the assault rifles spelling out Trump.
Is that real? I hope that's
think
not
it's real.
I saw
That
that.
It was a
like a-
Facebook photo.
I saw that, but it looks like Cambridge Analytica.
Yeah.
But
I
I'm
mean,
just
I don't
saying.
think I got.
I don't know, but I saw that too, but I'm just not clear.
It looked real.
Anyway, I mean, what do you tell people to do?
You gotta vote.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta
vote.
do.
Because I will say, because voter turnout in the midterms was still shit.
Yeah.
People still aren't voting.
I don't know. If you think you're gonna die, would you vote? We should do a poll.
Vote or die.
Literally, if you do not vote, you will die. Would you vote? What is that? 50% turnout? 55%?
You wanna know why? Because they're on Instagram reading about Lori Hart.
I'm so frustrated with this whole thing.
Yeah, and Clay Travis is tweeting, just minimizing mass shootings in the last 48 hours.
Yeah.
He says, 300 died to the flu in the last 48 hours.
I just can't wrap my head around. I can't even begin to wrap
And
my head around.
250 to suicide.
But you know how much money has been spent
Yeah, and
on wiping out flu in America?
He's retweeting Neil deGrasse Tyson. I mean, this is why, like, this guy's a clown.
Yeah.
He literally just plays into his crowd. He's so smart.
That's all anyone
He's
does.
so much smarter than this shit. And he's talking about, like, real issues that matter, and he's playing into his crowd.
Here's what's crazy. That is what the president of our country does and did to get elected. And that is what Facebook rewards.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's weird.
So,
But I will say, the thing that no one is talking about that I will just want to say again is Facebook is heavily to blame. Just as much as Trump.
Yeah. I mean, they're definitely the ones.
well, it's the easiest way to target people. Sure.
Yeah, they help spread the message.
It's you know what? I think the
money.
saddest thing is how fucking stupid the average person is. That they're just getting manipulated on everything. Everybody's just getting manipulated all day to do whatever you want. You guys have no sense of fucking distinction between reality.
Yeah,
and
but I mean, I think it's smart and dumb people. I think that we have plenty of smart friends to get manipulated by this stuff.
But that's why I'm saying that we do. We have smart, we have
Maybe they're
smart
not smart.
friends that believe. I've talked to some smart people that say some really dumb shit about
I don't think
this
they're
topic.
smart then.
I agree, but
They're not wearing glasses like me.
Or a Raiders hat.
But that is
Are you
why I
wearing a
will
Raiders
say,
hat?
like, I know
Where'd
that-
you get this Raiders hat?
Antonio Brown sent it to me.
that's good. Okay. Well, at least there's a bright side. Okay, we should move on. I'm
Okay.
sure we'll talk about it more on Wednesday. Okay. Back to some other news. I called this out last week because I got a suspicious email from StockX.
Wow.
Turns out StockX has indeed been hacked. It is freaking hack season, man.
This is crazy.
So these guys got hacked. I got an email last week that said, we're doing some system updates. Please update your password. I think that's probably a way to try to get everyone to change their passwords to minimize the damage without saying you got hacked. They had to then go put out an email and say, hey, we got hacked.
6.8 million records were stolen from the site in May. And that's, I think, the biggest challenge of this. This happened in May. And
They 100% knew.
And now we are finding out about it. I mean,
But they were right on the edge of that
Racing
capital
my
raise.
capital, yeah.
yeah. So
Can't talk about
They
it.
tucked that.
you got to get the capital raise done.
Yeah.
And so now they try to mask it with the password reset
That's
situation.
bullshit.
So
And-
they didn't tell you. You still haven't been notified you've been hacked.
I have now. I have now.
I
so
have too.
so
I got
last
the
week
email.
on like Monday or Tuesday, whatever, early in the week, they said we're doing system updates. Please update your password. That's not a thing. So either I'm being hacked right there, or that's a cover up. So I didn't do anything. And then I think over the weekend I got an email and said, "Look, we got hacked." They didn't access payment information, but they accessed records, emails, whatever. So who knows if that's true or not either. But
What are they stealing? Shoe
Wait,
sizes?
when did they? When
got
did they
everything.
notify
You know
you
they
the
got it.
second time? Post the article that came out that it was all hacked
when did the article come out?
over the weekend.
Yeah, Friday.
I can tell you.
I got another email over the weekend from them.
That's crazy.
Michael Katz, actually, who was on the pod last week, actually had an interesting hot take. He was saying that he thinks a prominent CEO this year will get arrested because of these hacks.
We didn't say this year, just eventually.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Saying that it's at some point, because everyone is nervous about reporting it to the public because it's detrimental to your business, right?
Yeah.
So he's saying it could be negligence, it could be whatever it could be, but that one CEO will eventually get arrested and go to jail. I mean, I don't know. Most CEOs get away with whatever they want, but this
Yeah.
could be, if you completely fumble it.
Yeah, because I guess the comp is during the financial crisis, no one went to jail.
Yeah.
Those hundreds of billions of dollars.
Yeah, and those were done purposely.
Yeah, it's like
This is just-
we blatantly defrauded the American people,
Yeah.
and we just got slapped a fine.
Yeah.
So
Why would
I mean, I hope he's right and people are held accountable. You know what's
I wouldn't
interesting?
count
So
on it.
Coinbase, this is about like 3 weeks ago, sent me an email saying that my credentials had been compromised and had changed my password immediately and
was
froze
it real
my
or
account.
fake?
No, it's real. And then I asked some tech friends of mine, they were like, that's actually really impressive that they sent that over because that means they're scraping like the dark web where passwords and credentials are being like sold
Yeah.
and paid for by who God knows who.
Amex says that.
And-
It's strict like that too.
And they were like, we saw your credentials being floated in the dark web. We're freezing your account. Go change your ID and password. And that's insane security. And that was so proactive.
Yeah, Wells Fargo does that. I mean, they're the crooks.
I mean, Wells Fargo just gets
Yeah.
fined billions of dollars.
Yeah,
Like,
Wells Fargo, because I just got a new card sent in the mail, and they said your card had been compromised, so we just sent you a new one.
but your card, this is insane. This is like, they thought my
Yeah.
ID and password were floating in the dark web,
Yeah.
which I thought was very
They
impressive.
said dark web.
No, they didn't. I asked people, and that's what
So you think
they
it's dark
implied.
web?
Yeah.
Where's the dark web?
It's too dark. You can't see it.
Like, where is it?
Nobody
How do I
knows.
get involved with this?
You can go get involved. You might have the FBI following you after you get involved with it.
Like, what do I Google? Dark web and like
Don't
a
Google
website.
it. That's the whole point. You need a
I want to find out what's going on
need a
in the dark
separate
web.
like
Private
browser.
mode. Yeah, come on.
Come on, man. You want to go fishing for passwords?
Maybe with these glasses.
Oh gosh. Okay. Next up, Apple credit card is coming out. Looks like this month.
Yeah.
So who's getting one?
I think I'm just going to get one just to get it.
You should. And what's the difference? Is there any difference?
So they have aggressive cash back on purchases and purchases in general, and then Apple purchases even more.
Okay.
And then no late fees, no penalties. Interest rates are going to vary.
Wait,
based
so
on-
you can be as late as you want? There's no late fees?
Yeah.
When does it start triggering?
Just they charge you interest.
Okay.
I mean, they're going to ding your credit, but there's no
Sure.
late fees.
Got it.
That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Not a bad deal.
They're saying the card is titanium, which I like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of hot. It's a white card.
You guys use Apple Pay?
Yeah, all the time.
Really?
I
Like you
don't.
scan it? At,
Yeah. Like I use it at grocery stores, Starbucks, gas stations.
That's cool.
You don't use it?
No, I don't trust because I feel like I'm gonna get hacked.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel pretty safe with Apple Pay.
Okay. I don't know. That's me just being like sort of old and scared.
It's pretty good.
Like I don't use iCloud either.
What do you mean you don't use iCloud?
Like I back my phone up to my computer.
Oh,
my
Jesus
God.
Christ.
Well, you don't probably have any pictures or
Not gonna
anything.
get
You
me.
might as well.
don't.
I mean, that's like
I'm not Jeff Bezos.
prehistoric times.
Listen, dude, you tell me when your nudes are on the internet.
Why? I don't have any nude pictures
On and
of
from
me
group
anywhere.
chat. Hot pics.
Dick out.
Sent to wife. With a mic covering his junk. Oh, shit. Well, listen, safety first.
iCloud, please.
Okay, fine. But either way, you can't buy Bitcoin, which I don't think is a big deal, or crypto, because you
Yeah.
can't buy crypto with a current.
I don't know
credit
if you can buy crypto on credit cards.
Yeah,
Can you buy
can.
lottery tickets?
On
Really?
Coinbase, you can buy crypto with credit cards.
Wow.
That seems
So
crazy.
they're saying they don't want any high risk, any volatile things. So they said lottery tickets.
I don't think you can buy lottery tickets with credit cards.
No, you need cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 100% cash.
So lottery tickets. So
At least at the gas station, you need cash.
what's crazy? You can't buy a lottery ticket with a credit card, but you can buy a gun.
Of course.
You can buy a gun if you're like
Half
mentally deranged and have like a promissory note.
It's crazy. All the stipulations. Credit card companies can also be a big help in the gun problem.
Well, yeah, that's what they say. Like,
Just ban guns.
Yeah, ban.
You can't
credit
buy
card sales.
a credit card.
Here's the question. Does Walmart do anything about guns?
I think they do.
No,
I bet you they do.
don't.
I think they do.
Bentonville, Arkansas.
I think Bentonville is pretty progressive.
If they
and
don't-
they will make a change.
If they don't do
I bet
anything,
you by the end of this year, they make a big change.
I hope you're right.
I mean, we can talk about the government and they absolutely should do something, and that's true. It's a lot harder of a process. Walmart can do it tomorrow.
Yeah,
Happened in your store.
yeah. Isn't this a second shooting? Oh, that was a Costco 2 weeks
I
ago.
think there was
Yeah.
another one at a Walmart somewhere.
There was another Walmart
During-
2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so whatever. That's the Apple Card. We'll get it, and we'll...
Yeah. How about just start with the security system to walk in to Walmart to make sure people don't wear.
It's cheaper
guns.
probably to ban guns than put a metal detector.
No, but you have to ban the sale of guns, but you can't have people walking in with guns either. Just like you can't walk into Cowboy Stadium with a gun. Why can you walk into Walmart with a gun?
I know, but
It's
like,
just not financially doable.
But what I don't like is, do you want to just now? So then you do metal detectors in all public places. Then you do security. Then you do teachers with guns. Then you do. Why not just stop selling freaking assault rifles?
I think you need to do both because there's so many guns out there already.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, it happened in your store. It's the biggest news. Make a move.
I think
Do
they're-
something.
they're
Stop
gonna
selling assault rifles.
I think they're gonna make a move.
Okay.
I hope you're right.
Okay. This almost feels wrong. This feels wrong. But this episode was so serious
Yeah.
and so real that I think we should end on a really just lighthearted topic.
Yep.
And that is that there's a new milk coming in to take the world by storm.
I didn't know about this milk, and I'm pretty up on the new.
So, you know, we have almond milk and soy milk and whatever milk. It seems like you could make milk out of just about anything.
Coconut, cashew, and oat. I'm a big oat milk guy.
Like, where does almond milk come? Like, you just smash up almonds until they turn to a white milky
Yeah.
substance?
Almonds are responsible for like the drought because the amount of water
Yeah.
they use.
Because of all these hippies drinking almond milk and all their shit.
I love almond milk.
Anyway, the new milk is banana milk.
Yep. I don't even know how they do that.
I don't. I mean, look, you smash up enough bananas, it comes out white. I don't get it. I really don't. I don't get it.
So there's a statistic in 1975, U.S. per capita consumption of milk was 250 pounds. I don't know how they figure that out,
Okay.
but it's down to 150 pounds now. So the consumption of milk has just traditional dairy has, I mean, it is plummeting. I'll take. I live in West Hollywood. I'm peak bubble. When I was in Nashville, when I was in Chicago, every single place I went to, I asked for almond milk, and they had it.
They're like, we know Bubble Boy's coming.
Yeah, Bubble Boy's coming.
I think almond milk is pretty.
Almond is everywhere now.
Yeah.
I think almond milk has officially reached everywhere. People are lactose intolerant, and people who drink milk don't realize why they feel like that. Like certain people who consume a lot of dairy have a lot of stomach issues, and they don't know it till one day they were like, oh, I'm lactose intolerant. So many people are lactose intolerant in this country or in the world, and the amount of dairy we consume between milk and cheese and God, milk chocolate.
You know what? Forget the guns. We're going after milk.
Yeah.
No, but we've all watched Lettuce Voice, right?
What is it?
Lettuce Voice.
Yeah.
So in the first episode, Raj Ailes goes, MSNBC is for the cappuccino crowd.
Yeah.
Fox News is for the deli guy with the coffee and the extra cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we're a bubble talk because
But look at the
I
facts
saw
that-
the data, but I don't know. I feel like there's a big cream.
I mean, we
cream
talked
top.
about Pringles, man.
Yeah. I mean, our parents are pretty milk people. When I
My parents are milking it up.
But
They're
my-
definitely. My dad is definitely pouring 2% milk into his coffee in the morning. I know you listen to this, Dad. Text me and let me know.
I told my mom, why don't you guys just drink almond milk? And they're like, oh, we barely drink milk. I'm just trying to show almond milk. They were over the other day, and I was like, I knew she would not like almond milk in her coffee. So we have for Dom 100% whole milk, because that's what he drinks. And I put the whole milk. I was like, I'm not going to deal with them making a face about almond milk. But I don't think kids growing up today, there's milk in schools. Like in LA, there's not milk sitting in schools like the way they were. We would just take a carton of chocolate milk.
The chocolate
chuck
milk
it
was
down.
hot.
But they're still doing that in school.
I don't think so.
Just not in LA.
Not in LA.
I mean, everywhere else.
I'll tell
yes.
you, I go to
Your boy Pete's drinking chocolate milk.
Pete, did they serve milk at your high school?
I used to drink so much milk.
Yeah. Pete just.
My family would
He's from fucking Wisconsin.
Okay, so
That's my
Pete just
point.
got here from Wisconsin. He just said, and I quote, "My family would go through gallons a week." People are chugging milk.
Do you think it just fills them up quickly as a cheap alternative?
No, they
It's-
think people still think it's healthy.
Yeah, it's
like
good for you.
Like the
Why
same
do you
way.
know that calcium?
Yeah, yeah.
Pete looks strong.
I don't think it's because of the milk. I think it's like his Viking genetics.
Yeah. People still, they still think it's like a health drink.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's just when we go to the preschool thing and you have to bring food, you should see what people bring. I did see cheese cubes, but it's like seaweed snacks and nothing with sugar, nothing with dairy. I mean, there's like, these kids aren't having a soda and Cheez-Its every day like we did.
Yeah. And is it bad though?
No, it's great.
No, is it bad the way we grew up? We're all healthy and fine.
I mean, we fortunately evolved.
Yeah.
Well, most people
We
don't.
spent our childhood eating drinking
but
sodas
that's
and
fine.
Fritos.
So I think here's the
and
thing.
fucking-
Obviously, like if you make it 0 to 40, no junk food, you're in the upper percentile. If you adjust at 25 or whenever you
You're
guys
probably
stop being
fine.
pigs,
Yeah.
you're fine.
Yeah.
I stopped being a pig at probably 2021.
But the problem is when you teach a person, it's about like I saw a video the other day of Dom eating ice cream, and it was literally like he just tried ecstasy.
Yeah, because he had never had it.
Yes, and so
Yeah.
my point is, when you get your palate used to just like, I want ice cream, give me ice cream, and like you're just so used to it, it's so hard to switch. I
Yeah.
think that's the bigger problem.
Yeah.
I just wondered, this whole episode makes me wonder at what point do businesses, obviously the government just doesn't do it, but at what point do businesses have the obligation to look out for people's best interest over money?
Never.
Yeah.
But don't you think that's a flawed concept?
Of course.
Yeah.
But there's no incentive to think otherwise.
I think new companies are being built to think.
Yeah, but you're
I
right.
think
There
they're
is no
faking it.
incentive.
I think they're faking it.
They may be faking it, but it's
It
good for
might,
business.
yeah, they're faking it, and the
They are still-
byproduct is positive, so
Yes.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame you can't build some sort of incentive system. Tax breaks. Like you're going to
Yeah.
give tax breaks to Amazon, just like, please come to our city, please.
Yeah. No one eat dairy.
But you don't
get
give
tax
like
breaks.
give McDonald's a tax break for getting rid of the supersize.
Yeah.
Like cut your calorie count to your meals down. We'll give you.
Oh, I like that. You could win in Ohio.
Nah, not with that.
They
I'm
want
taking
to-
away your supersize.
Taking away your milk and your guns and your supersize.
Yeah, that's not a winning. That's not a winning.
Go back to LA, you liberal douche.
Well,
Okay.
you could win in West Hollywood.
That's true. You already got it covered. All right, that's all we got, guys. Sorry for the weird mood. We tried, on this show, we always pride ourselves in, even though we make fun of politics and stuff like that, we never try to get everyone riled up or get scary. Today we had no choice.
I don't think it was partisan, so I don't feel bad about it.
Fine people on both sides.
I don't either. I'm just saying we usually we discuss like, oh, there was this thing happened here or this terrible event. We don't cover like mom kills 3 sons in bathtub.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when
That'd
it's
be
this
bad,
big,
too.
you got to talk about it. What'd you say?
I said that'd be bad too.
And
That
I will
stuff is
say,
happening.
everyone, if you could do me one favor this week, watch The Loudest Voice.
Yep.
And watch The Great Hack.
Yeah, and everyone's telling me to watch it.
You got to, man. It'll just, I hate to be the guy that's like, oh, I watched this thing. And
Have you watched Brexit?
no.
You should
I
watch
will,
it.
but it's
part of the
tied into
same-
there.
Yeah.
They talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, that's it. Stay safe. Vote. Make your voice heard. Stand up for what you believe in. You know what I mean? And if you don't know and you're still drinking milk, maybe do a little reading. Could benefit you.
Tweet and vote.
Tweet, vote, put the milk down, put the guns down.
Yep.
Welcome to Group Chat.
Guys, if you like that and you want to see more like it, as well as vlogs, other web series, and all the random stuff that I'm doing here on YouTube, don't forget to click that subscribe button. You won't regret it, I promise.